Big Kool Entertainment. Giving you that sports and that news. What? And them reviews. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Big Kool coming to you from Big Kool Entertainment, and today I am back with another Walking Dead video. And in today's video, I will be talking about whose potential death would have a bigger impact on the series moving forward. And the two people I'll be talking about are Glenn, played by Steve Ewan, and Daryl Dixon, played by Norman Reedus. And I know it seems like a foregone answer, a simple answer, and saying, well, Big Kool, it has to be Norman Reedus. But if you sit back and think, Glenn has been a fan favorite since the beginning of the show. He's an original in terms of comic book and TV show. Daryl is an original overall because he was written in because Norman Reedus did a fantastic job auditioning for whatever part it was that he didn't get, that that the writers felt they needed to create a character for him, which, Daryl was born. But, Glenn has been so critical and so important to the group. He's the main supply runner. He always puts himself in situations where it could be fatal and horrible for him, but he does it for the best of the group. I mean, also he has Maggie, and the pending birth of his child. He seems to want to do right. He's a good guy. He only wants the best for the group. He wants to live and grow old with Maggie. He married her. He grew close with Herschel, who once resisted Glenn for whatever reason, just because typical fathers being overprotective of their daughters and not trusting any man with them. But Glenn has grown over the years. I mean, from main supply runner to a guy who can handle his own. He saved Rick's ass once Rick got to Atlanta, and that's how Rick became the leader. If it wasn't for Glenn, he wouldn't be alive, because he didn't know what was going on. He had got shot, woke up 2 months later from his coma, and to see that the hospital was turned upside down, with zombies, dead doctors, nurses, dead patients. And Glenn helped him out of that tank that was surrounded by walkers. And for that, Rick has been forever, grateful to Glenn. Glenn is just embodies what it is that you try to maintain in a situation of a zombie apocalypse, where you try to maintain your morals. You try to, be responsible. You try to be understanding. You try to be supportive of your loved ones, even if you don't agree with it. And he embodies that. So I think him potentially being killed off at some point in this next 3 episodes, more than likely, if it happens, episode 16 when Negan arrives, it definitely would hurt. I mean, you move on because that's what you do. Eventually, the main characters have to, you gotta kill off some of the main characters to make the story more believable, and make the saviors seem like a formidable challenge. Although we know that, but once you get to a point where the fans are just hooked and crazy, and got the characters that they love and go to bat for, it's hard to make those decisions, but those decisions have to be made. I think if Glenn is killed off, his impact will be great. It The Walking Dead may lose some viewers, but I think if you're a fan of the show, you're a fan of the show because of the show, the story, the actors, how much work they put into giving us a great product, and not just because of one actor or a couple actors. I understand we all have our favorites, but if you're a true fan, you're gonna watch the show regardless who's still there and who's not. but Glenn's impact, if he does get killed off, will be greatly felt. He would be dearly missed because you know 6 seasons of growing with him, and to see how he grown from season 1 to now. I mean, you know, how can you not be emotionally attached to that? In terms of Daryl Dixon, played by Norman Reedus, we all know what Norman Reedus brings to the table. He nails Daryl Dixon. He started off back in season 1 uh, as a borderline, maybe racist guy who was a loner. He'd been, you know, physically abused when he was younger by his father. Him and his brother Merle Dixon, who was killed in season 3 by the governor, I believe. They were close. Daryl was just an asshole. He always been good with the bow and arrow. He's a good tracker. He tracked, you know, Jesus down in the couple episodes earlier in the second half of season 6. He's tracked down Shane, and he's just a good tracker. We've just grown with him because, like I said, he was an asshole. I did not like Daryl at all in the beginning of the season, but I mean the beginning of the show. But as his character grew and progressed and evolved, he's become probably. I have a lot of favorites. He's definitely in my top 4. You know, with Rick, Glenn, Michonne. You know, you can throw Maggie in there, Carol. It's hard, in no particular order, but Daryl is a fan favorite for a reason. He embodies not only on screen Daryl Dixon, but he embodies what it is to embrace a show. He embraces the fans. He welcomes it. He's active on social media, Twitter, Instagram. He loves the fans. He loves this show. He does a great job. Talented actor. And he's just a big hit with the ladies. The ladies love Norman Reedus, and Norman Reedus loves the ladies. And he's always, you know, accessible. Even too much at times where he got bit a month or 2, 3 months ago by a crazy fanatic of the show. One of the fans, you know, bit him. Glad that he's okay, nothing serious. But you know, that's just the type of guy he is. He embraces everything that comes with The Walking Dead. He knows that this is a huge show. It is, I mean, probably, it's arguably my top 2 favorite shows of all time. Currently my favorite show. I just love it. And I think that his impact will be felt more, but not by much in my opinion, but it will definitely be felt more than a death by Glenn, because you got to look at it. Glenn died in the comic book, so you expect that, you know, even if he, you know, although the writers, don't always go by the storyline in the comic books, you will understand. Okay, it was here. If it don't happen, great. If it does happen, it sucks. But you knew that this was a big possibility anyway because he died in the comics. For Daryl, he's not in the comic books. I mean, and you kind of feel that he still can evolve, and I feel that both Glenn can evolve too. But somebody's gonna have to, you know, in my opinion, get killed off for another character to grow. Whether it's, you know, Daryl growing, finally getting a relationship, finding somebody he can love on an intimate level, and you know, maybe start a family, or just have somebody, a companion where he can go to when he's, you know, upset, he's unsure about things, and talk to, and who would be there by his side. And we don't know, you know, which way they go. I mean, which way, you know, the writers are thinking, but I think that Daryl still can evolve more than Glenn, just because, I mean, we've seen Glenn come from the main supply runner, start dating Maggie, be accepted by, you know, Herschel, take a, you know, somewhat of a leadership role at times in the 3rd or 4th season. I mean, he's been so close to death, you know, early in the season, episode 3, thank you, when I thought he's died, you know, dealing with Nicholas, dumbass. But I think that it would be awesome to see Maggie and Glenn run it. I'm not gonna spoil nothing, but I would be glad. It would be awesome to see them, you know, continue on in their relationship, because it's something stable to show that, you know, you can have a long-standing happy relationship and raise a family even in the situations you're going through. and fighting off zombies and other crazy people. But at the end of the day, I think that Daryl's potential death will have a bigger impact just because the fans love him so much, and the way he is as Norman Reedus, the way he is, he's a big personality. He's very interactive with the fans, and I mean he's funny, happy-go-lucky guy. And Steven is more of a reclusive. He's greatly appreciative of the fans. I mean, definitely has a personality, but it's not big and bold like Norman Reedus. And once you got a guy or a girl you can connect with on screen, but then they have even a bigger personality and embrace it and love their fans off of it. It just trumps, the another guy, a guy like Glenn Steven Ewan, who is great, talented on screen, but it doesn't quite catch on with the fans like a Norman Reedus would. So at the end of the day, I think that Norman Reedus' potential death will have a bigger impact than Glenn's. Not by that much, but it would be bigger. But those are just my thoughts. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments in the comment section below, and tell me who do you think's potential death will impact would be bigger, Glenn's or Daryl's. And that'll be it for today's video. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.